What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a divisional round live stream here on the BettingPros YouTube channel. My name is Matt Perrault alongside Terrell Furman. We got you for 4 games, guys. 2 today, 2 tomorrow. We'll break them all down here today. Ooh, sorry. Got to get focused. Got to get right in the right middle. Sorry. On this show day, Terrell, everyone's going to do this. Everyone's going to bet Chiefs, Lions, money line. Either team lose. Any shot?
Nah, I don't think they lose. I don't think either team is losing, especially not the Kansas City Chiefs. But I think that both of these two teams, I think that they are two. This is the fun story. It was fun to see Daniels and how he's been all season, cardiac kid, all these fourth quarter comebacks. That was fun, but he runs into a juggernaut here with the Lions, who I don't think are slowing down. And this Kansas City Chiefs team, I think they are about to open it up today. I think that they are going to put it on the Texans today. I saw the Christmas Day game. Oof. I saw that Christmas Day game where the Texans played actual competition in a real defense and didn't score at all. And you think they're about to come into Arrowhead and score? I don't think the Texans score at all today.
So we'll get to that game. I got a lot to say because we're on opposite sides of that game, and there's a lot of you are going against every trend, you were going against every stat, you're going against everything that really is in here because I'll just give you a taste of it. The last time the Chiefs had a total this low was Christmas Day last year against the Raiders. They lost the game outright at home. So we haven't seen low totals like this. This is the lowest total in the history of Patrick Mahomes of every playoff game.
Because the Texans aren't going to score. The Texans are going to have max 10 points.
Wow.
Take the team total under. 10 points. I like Texans team total. I'll say it now. I like Texans team total under 16.5. I don't think that they're scoring. This team could not move the ball against Baltimore. They could not move the ball at any point in the season because C.J. Stroud didn't trust that offensive line. The offensive line didn't have any capability to back him up at all. He's either rushing his throws or he's making quick decisions and making the wrong decision, and he's turning the ball over. Like this is not the Texas team that has looked good. They haven't looked good at any point in the season. Whereas the Chiefs have heard everything that you guys and everything that everybody's been saying. Oh, they play one-score games. They keep games close. Pat Mahomes just joked about it. He said, hey, we're just trying to make it interesting for y'all. You think he wants to make a playoff game interesting? No, this isn't the Bills. This isn't the Ravens. This isn't the Super Bowl. He's about to go out here and destroy this team. Absolutely destroy them. I
completely disagree. And I think you're overvaluing this offense for the Chiefs. I think you're overvaluing Andy Reid, and where Andy Reid is coming off of a bye, they are going to have a hard time scoring on the Texans. Like while you're talking about the Texans struggling to score on the Chiefs, the exact same thing can be said for Kansas City. They haven't looked good, and you could say, well, they're getting healthy. Why? All of a sudden, we're expecting this offense to look good? This offense hasn't looked good all year long. They've been skating by on one-score games, and they've been fortunate. They're 0-5-1 straight up. Sorry, I mean ATS. They're 6-0 straight up, but they're 0-5-1 this year when the number is over 7 or higher. Like this team just doesn't blow anybody out. They don't have the capability of it.
Let's add that regular season. Yes, that is what the regular season happened, but this is the playoffs. And guess what also happened? Marquise Hollywood Brown is back, and we'll talk about him a little bit later. But he's back, and now he adds another level to the offense. And then they also play a whole bunch of gadget stuff with Xavier Worthy. They get the tight ends involved. Like this is when all the plays that you wanted to see all season and that the Lions showed you every step of the way during the season. The Chiefs held all of that in the playbook. And I'm telling you right now, they scored 27 against this team last time. That's a pretty good points total. And I'm telling you, if they scored 27 today, I do not think that the Texans are coming anywhere close to that. And so I think that they're having a good there. The Texans team also gave up 31 to the Ravens. And I think that they're a pretty solid offense. And I think the Chiefs can play an offensive game plan.
Come on, Terrell.
I think they can
solid offense. They're the best offense in football by a ways.
And I think that the Chiefs can play on that level of offense.
Come on, that's not even a fair. Terrell, that's not even a
Is Patrick Mahomes not one of the best quarterbacks in the league?
He can't catch the ball.
It doesn't matter. He has Travis Kelce. He has Hollywood Brown. He has Xavier Worthy. You act like he has scrubs. You act like I'm sitting here and we're talking about
the Ravens offense every damn day. I mean, it's not even the Ravens offense is heads and tails better than the Chiefs offense. Like the Ravens are going to go to Arrowhead. If they go they're beating the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Like the Ravens are the best team in football.
Okay.
And they've been playing the best since week 11. They have the best defense in football all year long. They've had the best offense in football.
This game is going to go. That
they got a huge game today
on
Sunday.
There's going to be some calls that go against the Texans, and they're going to go for the Chiefs.
Okay, so now you're betting on the referees.
And you are going to be so.
You're betting on the refs.
Yes, if it helps the Chiefs, yes, absolutely. Why do you keep getting mad? Why do you keep getting mad at the refs for cheating for the Chiefs? Just bet the Chiefs, and then you'll win.
No, you can bet the Chiefs when Patrick Mahomes is a dog. You can bet the Chiefs when Patrick Mahomes is below a 3-point favorite. Patrick Mahomes is a 7-point favorite or higher. Look, the weather, you could say, is a big factor. And I think it is a big factor because if the Chiefs can't run the football, they're going to have as much trouble scoring as the Texans will. Okay. I've been at Arrowhead for a Ravens playoff game. I've been there in January. I've felt the cold. I know how cold it can be. And the wind can be a massive factor in the kicking game. The wind can be a massive factor in the punt game where, I mean, it swirls and it whips in Arrowhead. It just creates like cyclones inside of there. And it's very difficult to figure out what's going on. Scott, what you're right on that. So the wind gusts could be a really big factor here for this game for sure. Look, I think the way you can play this game if you want is wait. The Chiefs in the first half are not good. D'Amico Ryans with CJ Stroud, arguably, if it wasn't for Dan Campbell, and Dan Campbell was in the first half, they're the best team in football in terms of first half spreads. So you got a 6 or 5.5 point spread for the Texans. Take the Texans in the first half. If the Chiefs are down, the Chiefs are the best team in the second half by a ways. Nobody else in the NFL wins straight up when they're losing at half by the closest one, I think, is 40% of the time that they come back and win. The Chiefs do it every time, basically, like 21-12 and 1, I believe the number is straight up when they're trailing at half under Patrick Mahomes. So that's a way to play this. Second half under for the Chiefs is almost an automatic play. Like they don't, in the second half, their defense under Spags makes a big adjustment and changes. So the question is going to be, Ivan, how many points will the Texans be leading at halftime? Because if they're not leading at halftime, they're dead. So the way they win this game is by having a lead at halftime. Now, how many points? We'll see. If it's 10-3, they're in trouble. If it's, 17-3, if it's 14-0 and something on that line, we might see it. But the waterfall of money that's going to come in here on Kansas City in the second half will be absolutely outrageous. But that's how you're going to get the best numbers. Pre-flop, take Texans in the first half. Wait for the first half to happen. If the Chiefs are losing, go ahead and hammer the Chiefs and play the second half under, because that's just been an absolute cash cow with those two teams, really, anyone going at it. So I don't care about the dome angle. I don't care. It doesn't make an ounce of difference to me on that. Mixon's played in outdoor playoff games, and I think Joe Mixon, if the Chiefs are going to lose this game, Joe Mixon's going to be the reason why. Well, he's got to run the ball. He's got to run the ball. He's got to catch the ball. He's got to be the best weapon on that offense because they got to play ball control. They got to play keep away. They cannot allow Patrick Mahomes to go up and down the field. They can't allow really ball control on the other side. I think KC wants to shorten the game as much as anybody. They don't want to go into a shootout with anybody. Like they just don't win shootouts. So, and I'm not sure the Texans can win a shootout either. So,
oh no, they're not going to go into a shootout. They're just going to score a bunch of points and not let them score at all.
Yeah, I'm stunned that you think this offense is going to explode against this defense.
I am curious.
You think last week was a fluke for the Texans?
Yes, I don't think it was a fluke. I think that they should have beat them because one, Justin Herbert isn't the guy, and I've been saying that for years now that I didn't think Justin Herbert was the guy. He's cool, he's fine, but he's not nobody that the league should be pushing because he's not much different than a lot of the other mid-tier quarterbacks. But
so Herbert's a mid-tier quarterback.
Yes, he is, and he hasn't done anything else to show you any different. So
he threw 3 picks all year.
And then he topped all of that in his playoff game.
He threw up in a playoff game on the road. There's been plenty of players who have gone on the road and thrown up in the postseason.
And you would knock them down. But where has he ever? He blew that, and then we can go back in time to where he blew the league to the Jags in the playoffs and sent the Jags over to Arrowhead when he could have been playing in Arrowhead in the divisional round.
Well, you can say that Justin Herbert chokes in the playoffs, or Justin Herbert,
but he's not. He's a mid-tier, and that makes him a mid-tier quarterback. He's gonna play decently in the regular season.
A mid-tier quarterback is a guy who's collecting a paycheck.
You're going to blame the coach.
Is a franchise quarterback.
He's not a franchise quarterback. He's not going to take any franchise. He's not going to take any franchise further than when he's taking the Chargers right now, and I can say that. The most Justin Herbert will ever.
You and I are going to talk next year because the Chargers under Harbaugh in year 2, I guarantee are playing in this weekend next year.
Okay.
Chargers are playing in the divisional round next year. They will win a playoff game under Herbert next year. They won't go much farther than probably this round, but they'll play in this round next year under Herbert with that defense.
Hey, Sal, write that down.
And with year 2 under Harbaugh, the same thing he did at Michigan. They fell on their face, and in year 2, they were right there with a chance to play for a national championship, and really the system got into place. Look, I can't wait to see what DeMeco Ryans has, because I really do believe everybody thought that they were trash over the last month of the season when they had the division wrapped up. They didn't care. It was over. They knew they couldn't really improve their draft position. They were going to have one home playoff game and then go on the road. So it didn't matter where they finished, 6, 5, 4, 3. It didn't matter where they were ranking-wise. They knew exactly what they were going to do. They weren't the Bills, they weren't the Chiefs, and they weren't the Ravens. So it didn't matter after that as to who they're going to wind up playing. They knew they were playing at home. That defense last week got after it. And let's see what the Chiefs are doing, because they're shuffling their offensive line around today. And when you start moving your offensive line around today and you're thinking, okay, we got to figure out, I got a guy who is a guard playing tackle. I've got different players coming in and playing different positions. Okay, Andy Reid, fine. Maybe you're the genius. Or maybe it doesn't work against Will Anderson and company, and they get after Patrick Mahomes. They hit Patrick Mahomes, and they do what they did to Herbert. They caused Herbert to see ghosts. They caused him to throw those picks and throw balls earlier than he wanted to. The offensive line for the Chiefs is the Achilles heel. If you want to talk about the one place where you can really get after it, that offensive line has been moving around like crazy. Left tackle has been a question for them for a long period of time. How many false starts they call in today? Because that's been an emphasis here for the league, and their left tackle leaves early every single snap. So let's see how often this happens where you're seeing flags for false starts that come down on the Chiefs. If that happens early, that's gigantic for this pass rush for the Houston Texans to get in there. Again, I've seen teams go in, and I've seen teams beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead in the postseason. The Ravens did it. I was there when it happened. It was a while ago, but I saw it happen in January because they could run the football. If you can play smash mouth and run the football, because they can't pass protect to save their lives. Like, that's the problem with this Texans offensive line. If Stroud's going to have to sit back there on 7-step drops, Chris Jones is going to eat them all day long. Like, they're going to get killed on that. They can't do that. They got to run the football. So I can't wait to watch this game, because we got right into it. I'm on 8.5. I'm taking the points. You're laying the points, and you're laying 14.5.
13.5, but
13.5.
Yeah, I'm pleasing the Chiefs, because I think that the Chiefs, everything you're saying about the offensive line is true, except one thing: the fact that Patrick Mahomes can throw under pressure and make the right decision and the right reads under pressure. And he has the playmakers where they can make the yards after the catch. They can make somebody miss and all of that and make big plays. So that's why I do like Hollywood Brown. I do like guys like Xavier Worthy to go out there and make the plays. Is Patrick Mahomes going to have the deep ball, deep threat pass? Maybe not, but it's going to be a lot of the playmakers afterwards. So yeah, Chiefs laying 8.5. I don't think the Texans are scoring today. I really do not think the Texans are putting up a big points total. This Chiefs defense has been live all year. The corners have been very, very good in coverage all year long. And so if they don't have Tank Dell out there right now. So it's just Nico Collins. And then, you're going to get the tight end work, and it's going to be a lot of Dalton Schultz. I like Dalton Schultz to go over his receiving yards, because the Chiefs have been bad against the tight end, but it's because they've been guarding everything else. And it's like, all right, you can get a couple 30, 40 yards to your tight end because we're strapping up everything else. I think that Chiefs defense is live. And maybe there is a couple of plays where the Texans are able to get a sack, force the Chiefs off the field. But at the end of the day, I think the Chiefs are putting up anywhere between 24 to 27 points, and I don't think that the Texans are coming anywhere close to that.
I could see 24, but I think we're seeing 17 points out of this, either defense and offense or special teams for the Texans. I think they will wind up scoring. I think they'll get to 20, actually, to be quite honest. I think it's 24-20 is the final. I think the game actually goes over, and I think it's going to squeak over. I wouldn't lay the under in this game. I think it does actually go over. Remember, the wind is what we play. We don't care about the wet. We don't care about the cold. It doesn't matter. It only matters is the wind. 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts it's bad, but it's not like ridiculous. It's not like playing in Ohio and playing against Cleveland when the numbers are, the winds are 45, 50 mile per hour gusts and things are going all over the place. This number for CJ Stroud, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. CJ Stroud as an underdog in his NFL career is 13-3 in 6-point teasers. Like, this dude doesn't get blown out when he's a dog. Like, the Texans love this role. So I'm going the other way. I'm giving them 14, 13 points. If it goes to 9, you can go ahead and do a 6-point teaser. You got 15 points. Over 14 points, you get 14 or higher out of this team. I don't see this being a blowout by any means. I think this is going to be a very low-scoring game, but I think it does 24-20 type of game where it just ekes over. And you could, if you want to go in your route, you can go ahead and tease it up if you want and go, because you're playing under. You're playing laying 13.5.
Yep, and I just played the under. I didn't even do anything.
Why wouldn't you tease that up and use the points?
Oh, I wanted the 5-1 juice. I wanted it's 5-1. It pays 5-1 to take it 13.
Yeah, but the total can beat you though.
I see this where it is no scoring on the Texans. Like, that's how I see this going. I think that everybody wants to see a competitive game here, and we're not going to get that because at the end of the day, in the AFC, there are 3 teams and there are everybody else. And if you are not those 3 teams, you are everybody else.
More in the game here in just 1 second. But first and foremost, you guys want to win a signed Dak Prescott Cowboys helmet? It may be something to really hold on to.
You guys want a signed helmet?
You may need it. It may be a signed Dak. This might be a relic very soon if they're going to trade Dak Prescott potentially in this draft coming up. You guys can enter for free at bettingpros.com/contest to go ahead and jump in here with that. I'd be curious to see who wins this. Make sure your notifications are turned on so you guys know when we give it away here. But if you want to do it, just go ahead and subscribe to this very YouTube channel. Leave a comment as well. The more actions you create, the more entries you will have. Enter for free by going to bettingpros.com/contest. So just one more quick thing here on this game coming up here today, because there are some pretty interesting numbers. Mahomes in cold weather has been very good. Under 30 degrees, he's 8-3 straight up, 8-3 against the number. The Texans have been a home under team. On the road, they're 8-1. So they're pretty much flat. They're 13-5 to the under Stroud, but they are a road flat team, 8-1. So let's see where the offense comes in. Let's see how this all plays out for them today. I would be careful with the total. It currently is 41.5. It hasn't moved, opened up at 42, slight tick down, but nothing dramatic because again, this is the second lowest total ever for a Patrick Mahomes game. 40.5 was the Raider game on Christmas Day last year. They lost the game outright. 41.5 is the lowest postseason game in the history of Patrick Mahomes in the NFL for today. We don't normally see totals like this. And I'm not debating that, yes, this very well could be a Texans play that because the Texans aren't going to score all that much. But I think it's equally that the Chiefs aren't going to score all that much either. So first half success, D'Amico Ryans, like I said, 26-9 in the first half ATS. Let's see what number you can get, 5.5 or you get 6 on that for that. And I think there's opportunities there to jump in on everyone's playing Travis Kelce over on the yardage. Are you, Terrell?
I think you can play it, actually. I had it down. It was on the short list of plays, but then I started to make my short list plays a shorter list of plays. So I took Kelce off, but I'm still keeping Noah Gray because I think that you have the right angle at the tight end position. But Noah Gray, they just like this guy. And this is what Patrick Mahomes does. He spreads the ball around to all of his weapons. Like, just because Travis Kelce is so good, just because Xavier Worthy has been really good, just because he's got Hollywood Brown back, he doesn't forget about Justin Watson. He doesn't forget about Noah Gray. Like, that's the offense. They scheme up different players and get everybody the ball. So I think Noah Gray is going to have a pretty solid game here. I like his over 11.5 receiving yards. He's been very, very good to that number over the course of the season. I think that he can get that on one catch over here as well. So I like Noah Gray. I think that he's a good option, and it's going into the angle of Patrick Mahomes is going to spread the ball around. He's going to get it to all his playmakers, and they're going to constantly find ways to move the football.
Yeah, everyone is on this Kelce over. Be careful, okay? That's all I got to say is be careful. Because
13 straight playoff games with 70-plus yards
for him. Because they feed it to him consistently. But it's, again, whenever I see groupthink and I see numbers and I see the public all running to the window, betting over, and the book's not adjusting the number, I mean, the number should be 70, should it not? I mean, if that was the case, number should be 70, 75. It's not. Mm-hmm. It's like 49.5. It's really low. So it's like, okay. When I start seeing that, my spidey sense goes off and goes, hey, these guys aren't stupid.
I would take his longest completion. I think that is a really good play. You take, I think it's at 20.5, something like that. But I would take the longest completion from Travis Kelce. Okay. I think he can get a big one over the middle of the field, and that can come in at any point in the day. But so that may be a better play than his yards.
I love the idea that people think this is a revenge game for DeAndre Hopkins. Revenge on who exactly?
Like, I mean, it is.
No, it's such a played out narrative. The same thing like AJ Brown's going to go nuclear tomorrow because
you don't like the revenge game narratives?
Not at all.
Really? What?
Revenge game narratives happen when you're in the regular season and it's a week 15 game and you want to go and beat your former team. In the postseason, I don't care about revenge angles. It's the playoffs. This is not about revenge. This is about winning. This is about beating and advancing. And you're right, JC from KC, you're right. They already played each other. They just had the revenge game angle. They just played. So like that angle is out the window. Like there's no revenge game.
I mean, you
angle.
Always, every time you see him.
Be very careful with the DeAndre Hopkins props.
No, I don't actually like DeAndre Hopkins today. I like Hollywood Brown a lot more. I think Hollywood Brown, they've showed us over the past couple of weeks before that last week game that, hey, they put him back in the offense and they got him rolling. They gave him 4 catches in both games. He had about 40 plus yards in both games. I think that this is the one, like I said, I think the Chiefs are opening up the playbook. They didn't have Hollywood Brown all year. And this was a guy that they went and sought after to go get because they wanted another weapon for Patrick Mahomes to be able to air the ball out to. So I think Hollywood Brown's going to catch a deep one day. I think he's going to get in the end zone. And I think that Patrick Mahomes is going to spread the ball around enough where he's not going to get a bunch of work. A lot of this is going to happen on 1 or 2 catches. So
Terrell, what is this parlay? Hold on.
Give me a reverse correlation parlay.
This is a reverse. I've never seen this before. You're going under 3.5 receptions, but you're going over 50 yards and a touchdown.
Yep. So this is 3 catches. 3 catches, he gets in the end zone, and he doesn't do it anymore because Patrick Mahomes spreads the ball around so much that one guy doesn't always get all the touches, especially when everybody's healthy in that offense.
So this bet hinges on one play.
Yeah, it could be one play.
Well, it's one play. I mean, really, it's one long touchdown toss is what you're betting on to hit it
so
up.
I played Hollywood Brown multiple ways. I played this individually where I've taken the touchdown, where I've taken his longest completion, where I've taken yards. Like I played individually.
I like that a lot better.
Parlay, but listen, but listen to the price on the parlay. You didn't even hear the price.
It doesn't matter.
Under 3.5 catches, 50 plus yards and a touchdown, something very doable. That's 48 to 1. 48 to 1
for a reason, because it ain't happening. It's 48 to 1.
It happens all. Justin Watson just had 2 for 60 and a touchdown the last game that Patrick Mahomes.
And that's really rare. I mean, it's really, really rare to have that. I mean, again,
it's one play.
You can hit it on one play. It's why it's 48 to 1. It's one pass play. You're banking on one big play, one home run hit, which at 48 to 1 is not a horrible idea. That's not a bad run with. But then you got to make sure he gets hurt. He has to get a touchdown, long play, 60 yards.
I don't need him to get hurt because guess what? They don't give these guys the ball a lot in this offense. Everybody, if it's not Travis Kelce, if it's not Xavier Worthy,
they run bubble screens like crazy. They run bubble screens all the time. It's an extension of their passing attack. That's why the 3.5 scares the hell out of me.
He's had 4 catches in the first 2 games. I'm telling you, he's not getting 4 catches today. If we get the big pass play, this is cashing.
I don't know why you just wouldn't bet over 3.5 receptions. Why get beat on
because
that?
He's not gonna get 3.5 receptions. I'm calling my shot. I know this offense. Patrick Mahomes spreads the ball around to guys not named Travis Kelce.
The under, but you like over on passing on a touchdown passing and under on receptions. Like this is not just threading the needle. This is like moving your way through.
Sometimes, when it's the playoffs, you gotta have fun, Matt. You gotta.
I get it. I'm just saying. I think you're setting yourself up where you could have actually a cash potentially if you just correlate it all together.
And you don't have to correlate. You don't have to correlate everything. You could take the 50 plus and the touchdown and all that, but it's not 48 to 1. It's not 48 to 1. So 50, I have. Plus. And I have a side bet on that going on, but when I put that 48 to 1 in that reverse correlation play, so you can do that. And I see him talking in chat. You can do it with Worthy too. I think it's a solid play with Worthy. I think that is a good play with all of the receivers because he definitely spreads the ball a lot in this offense. And I don't think
so. Why not just bet the under on Patrick Mahomes' completions?
You can do that too. There's a whole bunch of bets that I could sit here all day and talk about all the bets in the game, Matt. Like, there's a lot of bets that you can make in the game. This is the one. This is the fun parlay that I want to give out.
Yeah, parlays are nuts. Like I push against parlays all the time, but that parlay I'm going to push against aggressively, just because I think it's actually you're saying it's a reverse correlated parlay. You're going up against yourself. You're actually setting up barriers for yourself, not to cash. So that makes it more difficult in my mind. We have not talked about the second game. Washington and Detroit. This number is now pretty much 9.5. It's Vegas is all over the place. Wow, it's 8.5 at Superbook, 9 at Circa, DraftKings 8.5, Caesars 9.5. So some late money coming in here on Detroit. This is first half Lions to me. Like, this is just they get out, and then I don't want any part of the second half. I tease the Lions down to 2.5. They're going to win the game. How many points do they win the game by?
I think it's tough because I'm very interested to see what the Commanders end up doing offensively in this game, because I know that the Lions are going to go out here and run the score up on them. And I think the Lions are going to be able to score a lot. I like Lions team total over. I think that just the style of defense that the Commanders play, that it's a lot of man coverage. Jared Goff is going to shred that to pieces. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to have a big game. I think a lot of receivers for the Lions are going to have a really big game here. So it's really, hey, what does this Lions game plan and Aaron Glenn have ready for Jayden Daniels? And is he going to be able to get going with his legs? Because that's going to make things a lot earlier for him. If he ends up spying Jayden Daniels a lot and not letting him get going on his legs, then is that going to open up the tight end position for a Zach Ertz, for some of this stuff a middle across the field, and they're able to move the football? So I'm interested to see what the Commanders' output is. I really don't know. I think that they're the wild card for me on what the Commanders' offensive output is going to be. But on the defensive side of the ball, fate in that defense. I don't think that they have anything going. And so I love the Lions team total over.
Dan Campbell, over the last 3 years with the Lions, is 39, 14, and 1 in the first half against the spread. That's the best mark in the NFL. When they face a team that has a winning record, they are 19 and 6. First half ATS. 6 is the number I want. Most books are at 6.5. Shop around in 5-6. This could be a 7-point lead. It could be a 6-point lead, but I think this is going to be all Lions in the first quarter, all Lions in the first half. And then maybe the Commanders might find their way back into it, but rookie quarterback on the road in this environment with the Lions looking like the Lions again after they beat up on the Vikings and destroyed them. And after what the Rams did to them, I don't know how much stock we're putting in on in that win for the Lions, but it got them right. You saw Dan Campbell walk in the locker room and said, "You remember who the bleep you are." And they're going in there with supreme confidence. Detroit fans have been waiting for a game like this. This feels like a sacrificial lamb situation. I think Washington's going to get absolutely annihilated in this game. And I never lay big numbers, but this number is big for a reason. The total being 55.5. You talk about not scoring. I'd be really careful with that total. Okay. That reeks of an under. Why? I don't think Washington scores at all today. That's the team I think that's going to have a really difficult time scoring up against that Lions defense in that environment. If they can't run the football and if Jayden Daniels can't pick up first downs and they can't extend drives, that turns into a waterfall, in my opinion, Terrell. They just can't keep up. So the game goes under.
Yeah, I agree with you. Play I like in this one, Zach Ertz over 3.5 receptions. Playing that angle of they're going to probably end up spying. I can't imagine you're not spying Jayden Daniels in this game. So I think that opens a lot for the tight end position. This is actually a prop bet cheat sheet play. The prop bet cheat sheet loves it. 5-star bet rating over here in that prop bet cheat sheet. And I like it too. I think that it's going to be a lot of check downs to Zach Ertz. He's going to go over the middle of the field, make a couple of plays, maybe not a lot of yards in a lot of it, but I do like the receptions to go over, and it's plus money. So I like the over 3.5 receptions one.
You mentioned the prop bet cheat sheet. Maximize your prop betting success with the BettingPros prop bet cheat sheet. Instantly compare sportsbook lines with expert projections to find the best value. Customize your bets by filtering props by matchup, odds, and bet type, ensuring you only see the most profitable opportunities. Get tailored recommendations and track winning trends with ease using this comprehensive tool. Take your prop betting up to the next level at bettingpros.com/props or on the BettingPros sports betting app. I use it every day, looking at a lot of NBA props, looking at NFL props. Told you about the Joe Mixon over. I like St. Brown over in his receptions as well today, over 6.5 receptions on him. I think he's going to have a big game. they're just going to pepper the wide receivers. This is a Commanders defense that just is not good in the secondary. They can stop the run, but they can't stop the pass. And I think it's going to be all about Goff and St. Brown. I don't mind anytime touchdown for St. Brown. I know everyone's talking about the two running backs because the prices for an anytime touchdown were at FanDuel earlier this week literally insane. Gibbs was minus 430 to score a touchdown, and Monty was minus 330 to score a touchdown. They adjusted those numbers, but that's an insane number to lay. It's now, I think it's somewhere around like $2 and $1.50 on Montgomery and Gibbs to score a touchdown. So if you're looking for a better value play, I think St. Brown to score a touchdown gives you more value than laying that kind of juice. But Gibbs is scoring a touchdown today, is he not?
I mean, it's kind of hard to say, like, especially with Monty, like both of them probably get into the end zone. That's how they get the ball in close and they go to the running back. So it feels like both are probably going to end up getting in the end zone. Again, I think that they're getting over their team total, which is 32.5. So I'm expecting a lot of scores, a lot of touchdown, but I really feel good about St. Brown having a touchdown as well. And you're not going to like it, but this is also a revenge game for Amon-Ra St. Brown as well.
Yeah, good point.
De'Ami Brown got drafted ahead of him, and
correct. He has that list of 16 wide receivers, and Brown's one of them that were drafted before him. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a showcase game, I think, for this offense. It's a flex game for this offense. I don't think Dan Campbell blows home field. I can't see them even really having a scare from the Commanders here. Awesome win for them last week. Only road team to win, only dog to cover. Like, a lot of things went right for the Commanders to go down there in Tampa. A lot of it is Baker and that offense. The fumble obviously was catastrophic for Baker Mayfield in that game. So this is a different level. The Lions have been, the best team in the NFC, one of two with the Eagles. So if you want to lay the points, I don't mind it. I just don't like laying that level, backdoors or potential in the second half when this game gets out of hand. Give me the first half. Give me Lions minus 6 in the first half, and then tease it down. Just find 8.5. I think DraftKings is still at 8.5. Yeah, they're still at 8.5. So tease that down. 6-point teaser. Get below 3. Get below a field goal. Texans plus 14.5 over 2 touchdowns. Lions minus 2.5. Just to win by a field goal. All right, let's go to Sunday. Rams and the Eagles. Snow globe in your part of the world, Terrell. You guys are staring on the barrel of a hell of a storm that's going to be wrecking the entire eastern seaboard.
I've already started migrating myself as far south as I can. I'm trying to get even further and further and further. I might be seeing Mayo down there in Georgia as I try to run away from this. I am not built for the snow at all. I want nothing to do with it. This is good luck to them.
Yeah, snow is coming, and so it's going to be a snow globe game for the Rams on the road against Philadelphia. This number has not moved, however. It is still 6. It's 42.5 at the South Point, 42.5 at DraftKings. Everybody else basically is at 42 from a total perspective. Again, it doesn't matter. I've watched the Patriots score 70 points in the snow one day. Snow doesn't matter for the total. Wind does. There's not going to be a lot of wind here. It's just going to be really cold. It's not going to be fun. Everyone's saying Saquon. I don't know. Where are you on Eagles and the Rams? Because I like the points. Give me the Rams.
I like the under. Just give me the under. I think neither team is going to be able to score here. I've had the quietest suspicions about this Eagles offense, but because I'm a Giants fan, everybody says I'm just being a homer. So I'm like, all right, fine. I guess I'm just being a homer. But I have had suspicions about that Eagles offense for a little bit that, hey, is something off. And it doesn't make sense why they're not better than what they are. They struggle at different times. I don't know. I personally watched that game last week, and I'm like, man, they should have put up way more points against that Packers team, and they weren't able to do it. And so if they're not able to do it, and then you also have the Rams, who I don't think are going to be able to score in the cold weather, and I don't think they're going to have a good output on the game, this is going under. But again, I'm a Giants fan. I'm a homer, so I don't know anything about the Eagles offense. I'm taking the under.
What's great, D-Bro's got to get into one of these. We haven't had Derek Brown on this stream before. We got to make that happen. We got to bring him on at one point. He's right. Rams are live to win the game. Mayo doesn't want any part of that. The Eagle fan in the chat is calling you.
If I say it, it's a problem.
He's calling you a homer. He's saying go Birds. Look, I think there's I know everyone's saying Matthew Stafford in the snow sucks. Matthew Stafford outside's horrible. But they played on the road against the Jets. It's the Jets, but they played on the East Coast and they won the game outright when everyone said they couldn't go there and do that, and they did. They're playing for more than themselves. Stafford and McVay on a short week. They are 8-2 ATS together.
Oh, wow.
Okay. 8-2 ATS as a combination. This is, and I'm with you, D-Bro. I don't give a crap about the outdoor splits at all. I don't like the offense for the Eagles. I'm with you on that point. Everyone's Saquon's going to run all over them. Okay. So we're assuming that the same defensive game plan is going to be run, that it's going to be a 17.
There's no way you let a guy run for 200 yards again.
Right?
Like, it's no way you let
somebody
run for 200 yards twice.
You have a pissed off A.J. Brown. You have a concussed quarterback who hasn't looked sharp. And you don't want Jalen Hurts running the football. You don't want him out there taking big hits. Look what that defensive line did last week. And I know you could say, well, it's the Vikings. Okay, fine. But they had won 14 damn football games. And they went and they had 6 sacks in the first half. They had 9 sacks in the game. I'm just saying, I know the Eagles have a great offensive line. And everyone's saying the best offensive line in football. Get all of that, okay? But give me 6. Eagles win by 3. Eagles win the game, but give me the 6 points. Too heavy. Too many points here. And the Rams will have a shot. I'll say this. They'll have a shot to win the game. They may not, but they're going to have a shot at doing that because I do think McVay is going to have something. I think they're going to get the ball outside. Everyone's in love with, what do they call them? The something whites for the Eagles. And I love Cooper DeJean, okay? Blankenship and Cooper DeJean are awesome, but they're rookies. This is the first playoff game, the first playoff run they're going to have.
Cooper's a rookie.
Yeah. So you have Puka Nacua, who is a really hard guy to tackle. And I think they'll get the football to him in space. But they really did a lot without Cooper Kupp doing anything last week. Cooper Kupp's going to have a big game. Cooper Kupp's going to...
It's going to be Cooper Kupp, Quinion Mitchell. Like, that's going to be a little bit of a matchup.
I think Kyron Williams is the key to the whole damn game. If Williams can run the football, if Williams can keep that offense on the sidelines and they can play ball control, much like I'm thinking the Texans today, on the road in the postseason, it's about running the ball and playing defense. And for a dog on the road, it is all about running the football and playing defense.
And it's a good point. To that point, you have Nakobe Dean, who I believe is out for this game, and that's a really good run stuffer for the Eagles. So
he's out for the rest of the playoffs, is he not?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's out. So, Puka is going to disappear like Guantanamo Bay. Mike, that's not how you spell.
No. Because Quinion Mitchell, the corner, and so they call him Guantanamo Bay because he's been locked down. And I mean, whatever.
I love Cooper DeJean.
Again, if I say any of this, I'm being a homer. So I'm just going to let you do it.
You let me do it because I think the Rams are live. I think they're absolutely live. And that's why I'm taking the Rams +6. And that's really my only play on that game. All right, we've gone 40 minutes and we haven't talked about the game. Bills, Ravens. I think you and I
are MVP.
I think we agree here, right?
What? There's no way I'm taking the Bills here. There's no way I'm taking the Bills here. No way. Oh man,
I could hedge. I mean, I've got a really nice future, 12-1 on the Ravens to win it all. I could hedge here and just come in and take the Bills. But my gosh, are these
Hedging
numbers
is for gardeners, Matt? Don't do it.
These numbers suck for the Bills. There is not like one good number for the Bills here. Lamar is 3-1 ATS against Josh Allen. Lamar as a dog at kickoff is 14-1 in a 6-point teaser in his career. When Lamar opens as a dog, as he did here in this game, now they're favored, but he was a dog at open. In a 6-point teaser, he's 19-1. 19-1 as a 6-point teaser. Lamar is 20-5 straight up at night. That's the best mark of any quarterback since the merger with 15 career starts. Baltimore won the first game 35-10. In rematches in the postseason where the winning team won the first matchup by 20 points or more, the winning team is 10-1 straight up. 10-1. So when you kill the team in the regular season and you see them again in the playoffs, you win. Bills fans don't want to hear any of this.
No, they don't. And they also not going to want to hear Lamar Jackson MVP when it happens, but it's going to happen because
why? You don't want Lamar. No, I don't want Lamar winning the MVP. No.
He's going to.
That award is cursed. I don't want any part of it.
He's won it 2 times already. He hasn't won a championship when he does it. No one does.
Patrick Mahomes the only one.
Well, and Patrick Mahomes is going to win a championship this year. Patrick Mahomes is going to win the championship this year. So everybody trying to get out of Patrick Mahomes winning it all. It's not going to happen. He's going to end up doing it all. But nonetheless, I still really, really like Lamar. I think Lamar is really going to be good in this game.
Mahomes is not beating
bringing in the intention. We'll talk
or the Lions
later. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that again later. You can say all of that and lose your money betting against Patrick Mahomes all you want. But me, I will be betting Patrick Mahomes. I'm betting Lamar Jackson in this game because Lamar Jackson, this offense, they have built it with Derrick Henry and bought it in where you have no idea what they're doing with the football pre-snap. You're trying to figure out, hey, who's getting the ball, who's going here, and it's that half a second, that millisecond throws defenses off, and that's how Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson is able to make these plays. He's been explosive as a passer. They're going to have a lot more 2 tight end sets in this game, so that's going to be a lot better blocking, and you're going to have Isaiah Likely, who I think longest completion over 17.5 yards is a really good play because you don't have no safe flowers, so they're going to go to the tight ends a lot more. Likely gets a lot more play when either receiver is out. He always gets a lot more usage. So I think that this is the Ravens offense. They're going to be able to do it, and then that Ravens defense woke up in the second half of the year. They were doing nothing in the whole first half of the year, and that was the reason that everybody was against Lamar Jackson as MVP. By the way, wins are not a QB stat. That is a team stat. If it's the same thing with everybody talking about, oh, Joe Burrow was MVP, but his defense was horrible. Lamar's defense was horrible in the first half of the season. They held it against him, and then he completely balled out. And when the defense locked in, they were one of the best teams in football yet again. And so, yeah, I think that they're going to come in here and they're going to give the Bills a game. The Bills aren't going to go down easy because this is a playoff game. This is Buffalo. It's going to be a good game. But at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson is raising his hand at the end of the game, for sure.
I agree with that. I think Josh Allen wins the MVP. Since week 11, the number 1 defense in football is the Baltimore Ravens. I understand that the level of competition has not been as high as you would have liked. They played a much tougher schedule in the first half of the year than they did the second half of the year. But this defense has found its footing. The secondary's played much better. Humphreys has played much better. And I don't see – this is where the non-number 1 issue for the Bills will come into play. Like, James Cook is great. I was on his prop last week. He was unbelievable. They ran the ball. His number was ridiculous. I think it was 49.5. What the books put his rushing total. He had that in the first half. Like, it was the easiest prop of the week. He'll run the ball a lot, but the Ravens are the number 1 rush defense in football. So, like, if you can't run the ball and you make this about Josh Allen, okay, Josh Allen is their best running back. I'll give you that. But then he's not passing. All right. So now you're going to spy Josh Allen the same way you're going to spy Lamar. And the Ravens defense knows how to deal with a running quarterback. They see Lamar every day in practice. So it's not like Josh Allen's some freak they haven't seen before. So I expect the Ravens to be able to slow down the Bills. And without the ability to take the top off the defense with that legit number 1, Shakur is a good player. I like him. I bet his prop sometimes this year, but that I think is going to be the larger problem. And then I'll give you a tip. We'll do it tomorrow morning on Sunday. We'll do at 11 o'clock Pacific, 2 o'clock Eastern time on the BettingPros Discord channel. Live chat with me, final player props. But I did the Derrick Henry anytime touchdown in over 96.5 yards passing parlay last week. Bet it again. Same thing. It's plus 130, plus 135, depending on the book that you're looking at. But Henry is scoring a touchdown in this game. And Henry will have 100 yards rushing. Like, he may have 100 yards rushing in the first half again. Like, they're going to feed him the football over and over and over again. So I can't wait to see the game plan here. And look, going on the road and winning a playoff game in Buffalo, I mean, the Bills could be a dog at kickoff for the first time in the postseason since 1967. It's been 18 straight games for the Bills to play at home in Buffalo to be favored. They haven't been. It's been the Chiefs with Len Dawson was the last time that anybody in the postseason went up to Buffalo and was favored to win there. That should tell you about how the books feel about the Ravens and how good the Ravens are playing right now. It's going to be an awesome, awesome football game to watch on Sunday. And boy, are the books, everything will spill to that Sunday night game. How do you feel about the total?
I don't really have a play. I could sit there and I could see it being the shootout game, but I could also see the defense is stepping up and what everybody thinks is going to be, hey, we're going to see a whole bunch of points and it's going to be one of these masterclass games. And then it's kind of one of those games that falls short, like 27-23. And you're like, oh man, we did get a good game, but we didn't get over the total. So I stayed away from the total in this one.
Against teams with a winning percentage over 66% or higher, the Bills are averaging 31 to 34 points per game. They're 8-1 to the over at home this year. Weather's going to be a real big problem. It's going to be Arctic cold, like extreme cold. We're talking maybe single digits, maybe even getting closer to zero, depending on the wind chill. Like, it's tackling Lamar Jackson and tackling Derrick Henry is going to be a problem. Same thing with tackling, Josh Allen's not a small man, so tackling him is going to suck too. But I can't imagine tackling Derrick Henry in 5 degree to 10 degree temperatures. It's going to make the passing game tough. It's really going to make it tough. I'm very curious to see how the kicking game is affected by this, because it is Buffalo, and the kicking nightmares may rear its
shoot. That's my only fear in the game, is that I'm sitting here at the end of the game and I'm watching Lamar drive, and then they send out Justin Tucker. That is the only thing that would have me literally about to crap myself in this game, is if I'm sitting here and I'm watching Justin Tucker with a kick to win the game, because he's probably going to miss it.
Probably so. By the way, Patrick Mahomes is not the greatest quarterback of all time.
He is.
He hasn't gotten there yet.
It doesn't matter.
Why do you want to jump ahead so fast?
No, because I know I've seen it already. And so you can be late to the party. You can be late to the party. It's fine. I'm already there and I'm having fun. I'm having a ball. I have a shot for you when you get here. He's got so many years left to go. So if he wins this
Brady played in 9 Super Bowls. 9.
Okay.
9.
Pat will play in plenty of more.
Actually, so I'm sorry. Excuse me. No, he played in 10. I'm sorry. He played with 9 with the Patriots. He played with 10.
He's not.
Brady's got down. 7. Brady has 7 titles. He's
not slowing down.
He has 7 titles. He's played in 10 Super Bowls.
If I see Patrick Mahomes take a step back, then
he's in second grade compared to Brady. He's just starting. Like, Mahomes is just
and he's had one of the best starts than any quarterback has ever had.
Okay, you want to tell me the best start to any career ever? I'll give you that. That's fine. You're talking about the best quarterback of all time.
I see the future. I know.
He'd get hurt tomorrow and be done.
He's not.
If Patrick Mahomes were to have a career-ending injury today in this game
he's not,
never plays football again.
But he's not.
Hold on. If he did, you're calling him the best quarterback of all time right now.
And then it's going to be the best thing that never was, because
you're projecting. So what you're saying is you're giving someone the greatest of all time.
I'm telling you right now, I'm watching
Patrick
Mahomes playing quarterback right now. He looks better than anything I've seen, and now I'm just waiting for all the accolades, everything else that you want to happen. I'm just waiting for it to happen. But what I've seen him play, he is the best quarterback of all time. Yes.
So you have to be. So what you're saying is you have to see it with your own eyes to call it the greatest quarterback of all time.
I've seen, yes. He is my greatest quarterback of all time. Yes.
Okay. So
I understand you can have Brady, and Brady has all the rings.
Brady in 2001. Yes. Okay.
He was amazing.
2001,
he was amazing.
Were you watching football as close as you are today?
In 2001, I was a child.
Correct. So it's hard to say. It has to be through your opinion as what you have seen, because Tom Brady's played in 10 Super Bowls. Mahomes is on an incredible start to his career.
Yes, he is.
We're rushing him to that status, forgetting what Tom Brady did, and Tom Brady went 10 years between Super Bowls. He went 10 years between championships.
And so I have to wait. I have to wait 10 years, and then I can finally say that he's the GOAT.
Mahomes, in terms of the greatness of Brady went to multiple Super Bowls. He lost. He kept on coming back. Then he came back and won it again. And he had another run with the Patriots where he won 3 more championships in the second half of his career. Then he went to Tampa and won a championship in Tampa. These are things that Mahomes, like, the resumes don't even come close right now. They're not even in the same category.
Because Mahomes just started his career. All right, so we'll revisit in 10 years.
You are giving him that title on things he's going to do, not things he has done. That's the rush. Everyone on your side of it.
I'll change my mind when
rushing his career.
When he slows down, I'll change my mind. But he hasn't slowed down yet.
Yeah, but you can't give him that.
We're literally talking about he could potentially three-peat here. Like he hasn't slowed down.
And that's
yet.
Something Brady never did.
I'll change my mind.
That's awesome. That would be a one knock on his side, something that Brady hasn't done. But everything that Mahomes has done up to this point, Tom Brady has done double, triple than what he has done.
Yes, if the Chiefs lose straight up, then the argument dies. That's yes, 100%. But I'm telling you, they have not slowed down yet. He's coming off back-to-back Super Bowls. He's looked great.
But by calling somebody the greatest of all time,
he's gone.
You're projecting as to what he's going to do, not what he has done. That's the problem with the argument. You're saying he's not slowing down. I'm not arguing that point. I'm arguing that you are saying what he's going to do.
I don't care.
You don't know what he's going to do.
That's your perception of it. My perception
that's reality. That's life.
That's
gambling.
He looks like one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. Every single time you put anything about him, you doubt him, put him as a dog, any of that, he shows up and he performs. That is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Lamar Jackson's got a better record than he does ATS-wise. If you're going to go by gambling, go by Lamar.
Lamar's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, too. Like, why do we have to sit here? Why do we have to sit here and have one guy? You want to have one guy as the greatest guy? Of all time yet.
No, Lamar's not in that conversation. Not even.
He's about to win 3 MVPs, and he's not going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
He's not even. He has never won 2 back-to-back games. If he wins Sunday, Terrell, that's the first time in his career he's won 2 playoff games in the same year.
So if you get 3 MVPs, you're not one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
It's a regular season award. It's great. Okay. It's a nice tap on the back. It's like, nice job, kid. I'm not putting him in a pantheon of the best quarterbacks of all time in the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady conversation. No. Not even Lamar's great.
As an athlete, and the talent, and so as the talent of the player and the athlete as a player, Lamar, he is not one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Yes, I understand you might not have the wins, you might not have any of that, but when he plays on the field, if he didn't have any type of defense that goes into him winning a game, he still looks like one of the greatest. He's an amazing athlete. He's an incredible athlete. And that's what I'm saying about Patrick Mahomes. He's an incredible athlete. He's an incredible quarterback. Why do you have to sit here and say, oh, wait? Like, yeah, okay, I get it. I have a lot of guys, just like in the NBA. It's a lot of guys that go into that conversation of greatest of all time. Yes, Brady's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But Pat is too. And so is Lamar. They're both amazing. When you say it done, they're both going to go in the Hall of Fame, and you're going to look back and like, wow, these are generational quarterbacks.
Are we back? I lost like everything you just said. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
StreamYard just went crazy on me. So I know it was me or you. I heard a little bit of what you said, but it all went Max Headroom on me. So hopefully that we're back.
Yes, if you want to say championships and winnings, and you're putting that into your greatest of all time conversation, then yes, fine. But at the talent of the quarterback position, Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson are two of the greatest quarterbacks.
Where's Dan Marino?
Dan Marino's up there.
Up there to where? Like top 5, top 10?
Like, I mean, like top 10. Like, there's a whole bunch. Like, yeah, I sit there. I don't think that you can sit there and say, oh, this one guy is better than all these other guys, especially when you see how much that medicine, how much that talent, how people play the quarterback position has changed so much year after year. Lamar Jackson plays the quarterback position way different than anybody else, and he's thrived on it. He's won multiple multiple MVPs on it, and I hope he wins a championship for it one day. He might not. He might be one of those guys that are the greatest to never win a championship, and that's fine, because guess what? He still set the greatest.
I'm just going to say championships matter in this conversation. You cannot be an all-time great without winning a ring. I love Dan Marino. Okay, I do.
I have Brady over Mahomes. I don't know where backtracking is. I have Brady and Mahomes. I think all of them are great. I have Brady over Mahomes. I know that I'm gonna get it, but I have Mahomes as the guy. That is my guy. I have Mahomes over Lamar. I have Mahomes
Brady over. You said I have Mahomes. I have Brady over Mahomes.
Mahomes over Brady.
You Mahomes over. You said Brady over Mahomes. So
my fault. Okay. Freudian slip. My bad.
Yeah, because your brain's telling you that that Tom Brady has done way more things than the NFL did.
I've seen my team beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl twice, so I don't have anything.
What does that matter?
I don't have anything for Tom Brady.
So is Eli Manning a Hall of Fame quarterback in your mind?
No, Eli Manning's 100% a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Okay, I agree. Is he a great?
Yeah, I was about to say,
is he an all-time great?
No, absolutely not. There's been so many times that Eli's pissed me off. But what I will say is that it's not Eli's fault that the Giants gave him one of the worst offensive lines to end his career. That's not his fault. But however, Eli's done too much to piss me off to say he's one of the greatest. Pat can't do no wrong.
No, Pat's an all-time great. There's actually no debating that. I mean, if he wins 3 this year, no one's ever done that. But that would be the first time Mahomes has done something that Brady hasn't done. So be the first time. So he's yet to not even do something Brady hasn't done yet. Brady's won two back-to-back twice.
Has Brady hit a no-look pass?
What does that
Travis Kelce in a touchdown for a touchdown?
That is the most subjective thing, because Tom Brady threw for 505 yards in a Super Bowl and lost. Like, Tom Brady had one of the greatest performances all the time.
Lost. Wow.
Okay? And they lost to the Eagles. Okay. So they lost. So you could say well, is it Brady?
And it was Nick Foles.
Tom Brady left the field both times against the Giants with the lead. Last time.
Oh, he left. Oh, there he goes. I thought it was me. No, it's Matt. But yeah, no. welcome back, Matt.
No-look passes means that's how you're determining the greatest quarterback of all time, by a no-look pass? Come on. That's ridiculous.
Right. I'm just saying, talent-wise, he's amazing. He makes all the decisions.
No one's debating that point. You're
putting
but GOAT status.
I bring up the no-look pass to bring out how much talent he has. He has the uber amount, it's oozing amount of talent in him. He's really, really good. He's an amazing quarterback, and he gives you the wins. Like, he does everything. And so, yes, okay, if you want to wait, we can wait 10 years. He can go do a whole bunch of more Super Bowls. He can win more rings, all that. And then, yeah, you can do it. I say that I choose my own opinion. It doesn't have to be anybody else, because I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not. I'm just saying, for me, I don't want to wait until he gets more accolades. I'm just going to say what it is now. He's amazing. He's one of the greats.
Yes, but to go and call him the best quarterback of all time is...
Oh, yeah, he's my best quarterback of all time, for sure. He doesn't have to be anybody else's, but he's mine. And that's fine, because
that's fair, and we'll leave it with that. Guys, if you need more advice, we got a lot of stuff coming up here later today for the Chiefs and the Texans game. You can stay tuned on the Betting Pros YouTube channel for a bonus second screen live experience. Joey P and Scott Bogman have got you. They did this last week. They're doing it again. Live reactions, in-game betting advice during the Chiefs and Texans games. That live stream will kick off at 4:15 Eastern time at kickoff. Second screen it. It'll go all the way up to halftime for your in-game betting experiences. Joey P and Bogman got you today, 4:15 Eastern time, right here on the Betting Pros YouTube channel. All right, let's go over our plays before we get out of here. What do you like today, Terrell?
All right, I'm on Chiefs. Like Chiefs, big offense opens up today. I love Chiefs laying 8.5 here against Texans. Ravens laying 1 against the Bills. Get it done. I put the Chiefs in a little bit of a pleaser because I think that they do win by 2 touchdowns today at least, but I don't think the Texans are going to do their part of the scoring. So I threw the under in there. That pays 5-1. Love the under in the Eagles and the Rams game as well. I got that nice, juicy Hollywood Brown parlay. You don't got to play it all together, but if you do that, it's a nice reverse correlation parlay. Pays 48-1, under 3.5 receptions, over 50 yards and a touchdown. Dalton Schultz to go over 29.5 receiving yards. Chiefs don't guard the tight end position. Noah Gray, he can get this in 1 catch. Love it to go over 11.5 receiving yards. Tim Patrick, I didn't get to talk about it, but I do think Tim Patrick has a pretty good day here today. In man coverage, Jared Goff shreds them apart. He looks towards all the receivers, and Tim Patrick is a really big target around the red zone area. I think he can get into the end zone. I do like his 1.5 receptions. You don't have to parlay those together, actually, but I do like the 1.5 receptions. I do like the anytime touchdown. Zach Ertz, I think that there's going to be a spy for Jayden Daniels today. That's going to free up the tight end position, and he'll be able to find him for a few passes over the day. I like over 3.5 receptions. Isaiah Likely to go over his longest completion, 17.5 yards. And Justice Hill, the Bills are the worst team in the league in terms of guarding the running back position out in coverage. So give me Justice Hill, who had this in the first game, over 23.5 receiving yards.
You'll get my Sunday props tomorrow on the Betting Pros Discord channel. We'll do it at 11 o'clock Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do that coming up. You can join the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat. So that's why my prop bets are light today, because I'll just give you 2 for today, give you a bunch more coming up for tomorrow. I'm on the other side of the game here with the Texans. I'm taking the 8.5 points with the Texans. I don't believe the Chiefs will win this game by more than 7 points. The Lions are the best first half team ever. They're incredible. -6 against the Commanders. I think the home atmosphere is going to be too tough. I don't want to wait on a backdoor cover or not covering that big number of 9.5 for the Lions against the Commanders, although I do think they're going to kill the Commanders today. Lions in the first half, -6. I like the Rams against the Eagles. I think the Rams will have a shot to cover this here. I'm taking the 6 points on this, Rams-Eagles. That should be Ravens -1. If the Ravens are now +1, I'm loving that, because we can tease that to 7, which would be great. But I think that's Ravens -1 against the Bills here. Or you can just play money line if you want. I think the Ravens will win the game. I think Lamar Jackson in company against the Bills, their offense is just so darn good. We'll have more on Derrick Henry tomorrow on the Discord channel. My teasers, I'm taking the Lions down from 8.5 to 2.5 and taking the Lions -2.5. And then I like the Texans. CJ Stroud as an underdog in 6-point teasers is 13-3. So you put them up to 14.5. You can go either way with it, right? You can pull it down if you want, but that would be on a Chief play. But CJ Stroud keeps the game close, or you go up to 14.5. They go on both. That's easy. Lions -2.5. Texans -14.5. And then a Ravens same game teaser. Take the Ravens, find them at a pick or a +1, go to 6 or 7 on the Ravens, and then under 56.5. I think people are overvaluing this. 56.5 is a lot of points for any playoff game with two teams that want to run the football. So I like the same game teaser there. Both those bets are minus 120. Joe Mixon over 2.5 receptions today for the Texans. I think he has to be the best player on the field here for the Texans for them to win this game, to even be in the game. And I think he will. Running the ball, I don't mind it, but I think as swing passes, trying to give more time, the offensive line's been an issue for the Texans. Mixon's over 2.5 receptions. And I think Amon St. Brown over 6.5 receptions. I think he gets peppered. Peppered here with this from the football today. Lions big. Amon St. Brown's got a big game, over 6.5 receptions for him. I think he winds up with 8 or 9 here. I think they'll target him a ton in the passing attack. Guys, enjoy it. It should be a lot of fun. Derek Brown, Debo, me and you, Houston plus the points. I'm with you, my friend. Let's get some Texans money rolling in here on the Chiefs. Let's see where that number winds up closing here for this. We got currently KC money's rolling. It's now 9. This is even better. So if you can get 15, you can tease
they're trying to tell you which way to go, Matt. They're trying to say they're moving the line up because they're trying to tell you, come on,
my friend. I'd rather be on the book side. If I'm picking anything, I want to be on the book side. The books need the Texans. Give me the Texans. I love being on the book side. It doesn't always win, but if I'm picking what side I want to be on, much rather be on the book side than the pro side. Pro side's the Chiefs. If you look at the money, it's all coming in on Kansas City. My opinion, I'd rather be on the book side. Books need Houston. Let's take Houston. Tomorrow, live stream on our Discord channel. We'll talk to you then. He's Terrell Furman. I'm Matt Perrault. Thank you for watching. We're back next week. Andrew Erickson and I will have your championship Sunday. We'll go back to Sunday on this, and then Super Bowl Sunday in 3 weeks. Can't believe we're 3 weeks away from the end of football. Thank you for watching, folks. We appreciate it. Watch the live stream in-game here coming up with Joey P. and Bogman at 4:15 Eastern time on the BettingPros YouTube channel.